Sometimes it might seem hard, but you gotta push on to the next frame of my yo. Love life, living in sunshine. Love life, living in sunshine. Stay with me.
In the age of overwhelming information, are your ideas, beliefs, and values truly your own, or are they just what you've heard and seen on social media and on the news? This is a question I think about from time to time, but more recently, I've really been trying to drill in on this and figure out what beliefs I hold and what is truly my own worldview and what is just coming from other people, what is noise, and what I actually don't believe in anymore. If you're new here, I'm Brian. I've been working remotely for about a year, traveling through Latin America and Europe. Recently, I just got a new job. I'm currently building a new business, my first business, and I am trying to get back into the best shape of my life. And I like to talk about ideas that actually force your brain to grow instead of just rotting away like most social media and YouTube content does. So as I was evaluating this question last week or two, I decided to take another 5 grams of mushrooms. It's been about 6 or 7 months since I've touched any psychedelics, and this was definitely the strongest trip I've had. Like, visual wise was super intense. Like, I was seeing fractals that I've never seen before. Super cool. Everything was breathing, everything was living, but that's not the main reason I took it. Like, the visual aspect is awesome, and I like psychedelics for that, but that's not the main reason I take them. It's more just to be introspective and reevaluate my life, see if I'm still on the right path, see if anything comes up. This is not by any means medical advice, so do your own research if you're interested in psychedelics. I think they're a great tool for understanding your own mind better and just the human experience more overall. But do your own research because they are not to be taken lightly. So I want to talk a little bit about the experience that I had. So if you haven't dabbled much with psychedelics, the most important thing if you're actually trying to get value from them is the integration. So what you take from the actual trip and what you can bring back and implement into your daily life. Otherwise, you're kind of just doing drugs to do drugs, which whatever, to each their own. But these are a powerful tool, and it doesn't really make sense to open your mind and then not take the information that it gives you. So like I said, this was a pretty good dose, 5 grams. I think it's on the higher side. And I like to put in AirPods and then blindfold myself, and just, the playlist is called Mushroom Ceremony, and you just go on a journey, and it's honestly a incredible experience. Like, you're just transported through different scenes basically. But what I got out of the trip was a few family and personal things that I'm not going to talk about, but kind of just like good reminders. You really feel connected to others when you're on shrooms, and like, it just makes you want to be a better person. So that is number one. And then I had a few reminders from the trip. So I've been learning Spanish for probably like a year and a half now, but not like super consistently, not dialed on it. I've had times where I'm learning every day and then times where I'm not learning too much. And one of the songs that came on was like a Spanish song that I think is used in like ayahuasca ceremonies. And it's actually like a beautiful song, but just listening to that while I was on mushrooms was just like, it reinforced that I like the Spanish language. I think my wife one day will be Spanish, so, and I just like Spanish music in general. So I'm like, all right, I really need to lock in on Spanish, start learning this. So I have been getting back on my Spanish learning daily, just 10 to 15 minutes, back to my stretching and meditation, and kind of just like doing the things I know that I need to do, the things that always benefit me. Maybe they're not the most fun in the moment, but the long-term payoff is very worth it. So that was another big one, is just getting back into the good habits, Not that I've been like completely derailed, but I was letting a few areas slip. So really just nailing those. And yeah, we're back to it. It's been like 4 or 5 days now, and I've been doing my shit every day, so we're doing good so far. And then the last thing, which is what I was really looking for, was kind of just to make sure that I'm on the right path and the things that I'm doing are really what I want to do. Because like I posed the question in the beginning, like with all the outside information that we're consuming, whether it's social media, news, other people's opinions, it can be easy to kind of just take their ideas and beliefs, and from being associated with them, hearing them all the time, you're like, I believe this now. And deep down, you really don't. So it's good to question that and make sure what you're thinking about, what you're believing in is actually coming from you, or if it's just something that you've seen on the internet and you're like, this is how I think now. So what I was reminded of is that I am pretty much on the right path. I wrote down, lean into who I'm becoming, stay on the grind, work more. I'm really trying to get into a season of work. I've been kind of fucking off the last year. I've been working, doing some YouTube here and there, but it's been more about enjoying life, which, don't get me wrong, like I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't regret it at all. But now I'm starting to be like, okay, I want to focus on my career more. So this kind of just confirmed that, like keep working, fuel my future self, and do everything that will support this new version of myself. So I want to make sure that my actions and habits and routine is all aligned with the person I want to become. And that's kind of just identity shift 101, is like aligning everything in your life to who you want to become. But again, just a good reminder. So a few things was like managing energy levels. That is essential. No drinking, sleeping better, not getting into any more like situationships or fleeting relationships, being somewhere where I can meet people that are doing what I want to do. So after the new year, I'm really trying to find a city that has people who are like entrepreneurs doing content and more like-minded, I guess. And I have a few places in mind. I'm going to visit Austin in 2.5 weeks, and I think Austin could have potential for that. So we'll see how I like that. Create more content, consume less, produce more. I've been absolutely slacking on content. Haven't been doing any short form content, and I know I need to. I know Instagram or X is very beneficial. I have some resistance to short form content just because it's so fleeting, and like I have some like pride in the content that I'm making. I think that like I want the people who are watching my content to like actually sit down, watch it, and get something of value from it. And a lot of people on short form content just like scroll and then like forget about it, myself included. But there's still some times where I can get value from short form content, and just like the pure exposure and like amount of traffic that you can get from short form is much higher than a long form. So need to start that. Another big one was be the initiator. Don't wait for opportunities to come to me, create them. So I've always in my past been kind of just like passive with opportunities and like events going on. I just like let people invite me, and I don't really like create any events. I don't go out of my way to invite people or create opportunities. And that's something I really want to work on this next year, is like being the guy who sets shit up, invites people, makes the connections, all that. And then keep working on the business. So I've been building it for about 70, I think 2 or 3 days now, and I'm very happy with where it is. And that kind of just reaffirmed my idea of the app. I want to keep going. I almost have the waitlist page. Hopefully by the time this video is live, the waitlist page will be up. If not, definitely by this weekend. I just need to basically get it live. So if that's live, I will put it in the description. And then the last one is just building the relationships that I'm seeking, whether that's friendships, potential business relationships, just like genuinely showing interest and kind of like putting myself out there and like expressing my opinions and ideas more to attract the kind of people that I would vibe with. That's about it. So got a good amount, and I feel like I have a good direction for my next few months. I just moved into a new single Airbnb in the same building. So I was staying with my friend Brandon for about a month now, and he just left to go to Guadalajara, and now I am solo dolo for about a week. Then I go to Mexico City after that. I'm just taking this solo time now to again reflect, making sure I'm doing all the things I need to do, and really just setting myself up for the next few months, because I'm starting a new remote sales job soon. And I feel like I'm at the point in the website business that I'm building that I'm almost ready to take on users, and I'll be returning to the US in a couple weeks. So a lot is happening at once, which is awesome, but it's easy to get overwhelmed with all this change and excitement. So again, just trying to stay grounded, trying to stay on my mission, going where I want to go. And yeah, I feel like I've made some solid progress the last few months, and things are starting to come together for me. So just got to keep the momentum up. That's the biggest thing, is now that I feel like I have some momentum, just like leaning into that and not taking my foot off the gas, and seeing where we can go. So that's gonna be it for this Yap Sesh. That's enough ranting. I will see y'all in the next one. Appreciate you watching. Peace.